right, so what I did was I probed right here, okay, and this is the instrument panel fuse, and I didn't have any power on that switch. So that tells me something's wonky with that circuit. So I traced it back, I did some looking on forums, and basically they said it's in my light switch, okay? So I took the light switch out. I'll show you how to do that real quick. I tell you, I love this new camera mount. I can mount it to anywhere. But anyway, this is your 1959 Impala light switch. And I've disconnected it and I've taken it out of the dash already. But basically, you can reach up in the dash and there's a little button there. And you're just going to press that, and that allows you to pull this whole thing out. And then you got a little screw that goes into here, all right? And it's got one of those, you know, wonky things there. So I just took, I wish I had the right tool. I just took a pair of needle nose and unscrewed it like that. So you can see you can make it to fit right in there. So anyway, I'm like, oh, where the heck am I going to get a, you know, this looks pretty corroded, especially in here around the rheostat and around here. And I don't think I could clean that up. I really don't, without taking the thing apart. So, hey, I got online and I looked and I couldn't believe it. I'll give a shout out to Advanced Auto. I guess they use CarQuest. They have the same exact switch. Look at, I mean, these things basically match up perfect. I was like totally shocked, and it was in stock in the store. So I ran down to Advanced Auto Parts, shout out to them, and ordered it online, and they had it all waiting for me when I got there. So anyway, let me get this back in the dash, plugged in, and we'll see if it works. So I was having a real hard time seeing with all the lights on outside whether these dash lights were working. So I've got the interior lights on right now, but let's turn those off. And my biggest problem with the you can see I've got one light off all the way to the left here. I got to work on that one, but got the speedometer, and looks like I gotta get my heating control light working too. But I wanted to show you this because now that this light switch is fixed, you know, I can dim this all the way down and bring it back up. I got some light bulbs on order today, so I'm going to get those in as soon as I can, but I needed to test it, so I brought it over to the dark garage. Ooh, spooky Chevelles for Halloween. Ooh, see any ghosts in here? All I see is a bunch of quiet Chevelles. All right, things were just not making sense to me, and I was reaching under the dash, so I decided to pull this whole pod out to find out if I had all the light bulbs hooked up in the right place. As you can see, this one gets kind of confusing because you've got several light bulbs in it, and they're all associated with either the generator, the oil light, or the brake light. And the top one is actually the light to, I don't know, dash light, I'll call it that. All right, so, you know, I've got a nice wiring diagram. Uncle Larry made me buy this for a 59 Impala, and it's turned out to be really good. And I was able to trace that the brown and tannish, whitish is the generator. The parking brake is a sole black light. So some of these lights have two wires going to them. And then the oil is blue and white or tannish. And then, of course, all the instrument lights are in gray. So now I got things actually working right. I need to put this back in, so I got to sorry about that. I need to put this back in, so I got a ground, but I have assured myself that I've got all working bulbs, and by testing them, and everything is working. So let me put this back in, and then I'll show you. Now, to get to this is a challenge too, because you kind of gotta, let me take this out of the way. You gotta loosen this one up. Oops, sorry about that. You gotta loosen this one up so you can pull this one out, because this one overlaps a little bit. So let's get it all back together and looking beauty again. All right, it's pitch black out, and it's time to turn your lights on for your 59 Impala. Oh, look at that. I'll even turn it on a little bit more. Look at that. We got all the lights working here on the dash. Super, super happy, all right? So, got my clock, which isn't running. Got my fuel gauge, got my speedometer, got my temperature gauge, and then over here is for the generator and oil. So I'll turn that on, and the emergency brake is currently on. So I am going to, I can reach down here and see that works. All right. And then I'll start the car up, and the oil light should go out. There you go. And the generator light corset's not on. So we're in good shape. I gotta adjust that brake light so it goes off. Just a matter of pulling the brake up a little bit more. It's kind of sticking on me. Always making adjustments. All right, so we're back in business on this. What would be an Impala video without these cat eyes? Aren't those cat eyes gorgeous? Just look at them. So we got all the lights working there. And then, of course, we're looking good up here. All righty. I'm a happy camper. I think if I switch to the parking lights, we'll be in good shape. Let's see here, reach in here. There we go. All right, there's the parking lights. Very cool looking. And we got all our blinkers still working. Let's turn blinkers on. All right, got blinker there. Got a blinker there. Very cool. And we got it on the dash. And then, of course, we'll go to the other side. See it on the dash. Look at those cat eyes. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I'm gonna trip on something, I know, walking around in this garage. All right. And there we go. Uh-oh. This one's not blinking. I can't remember if we went over this or not, so this might be out of order. But how I was troubleshooting the lights on the dash, it started out with I had no power at my fuse. So, you know, there's power there. I should have power on each one of my fuses, all right? But down here, I didn't have any power, okay? It was like that. Of course, you don't get power till you turn the lights on, all right? So now the lights are on, and this is your instrument panel fuse, and you can see I've got power now. I didn't have power before because something was wrong with the light switch. Let me see if I can set this down a second. All right, what I wanted to show you was that this is tied into your dimmer switch. So you can see my trouble light here. It's hard to do this because of the camera, but as I turn this down, you can see the light dims. All right, you see that? And as I turn it up, okay, that's your dimmer on your light switch. And I wasn't getting any of that to work. I didn't have any power there at all. So that kind of led me to say that there was trouble with the light switch itself. And that's why I ended up replacing it. And of course, that led to all sorts of things like bulbs that were out. So one thing leads to another. But we got her. Pretty good year working on cars over at Mike's place. The Corvette, we haven't done anything with that, but the 72 Chevelle, you saw plenty of videos, a month long of videos, taking the engine out, replacing all the seals, and getting it to the Northern Ohio Chevelle show. And then the 70 LS6, been just driving it. It's running great. No complaints there. Mike's Corvette hadn't had to do anything with that. The Impala, of course, we've been working on that all year. Finally got the upholstery done on it. And the 68 Chevelle, we got a new exhaust system on it. The 66, we made adjustments on the Holly Sniper. And then there's my car that's down at Past and Present in Florida for sale. And I wish we could sell that. We've had some potential buyers, but they just don't seem to be coming through. So let's get this thing sold before the end of the year.